Hey YouTube, it's Numistaka here, and it's Monday afternoon, and it seems like peace and calm has come over the great land of England, United Kingdom, Great Britain, whichever you like, and that by Wednesday afternoon we should have a brand new Prime Minister. So David Cameron will hand in his notice to Her Majesty the Queen, and Theresa May will visit the Queen and say, I'm now the new Prime Minister. And then by Wednesday evening it'll be all over and she'll be moving into number 10 Downing Street. I don't know what that's going to do to share prices. Share prices seem to have been going through the roof. Gold, certainly on eBay over the last couple of days, seems to have shot up. I sold some gold on Sunday, did very well at that, but everything I wanted to buy was way too expensive. All of the shieldback sovereigns that had been such a bargain the previous week were suddenly at least £100 more for the same kind of coin. So in the end I didn't really buy anything. So what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today was the subject of wiggle room. And wiggle room, what do we mean by buying with wiggle room? I tend to buy mostly what's called fractional gold. When I buy gold, I've got a few 1 ounce gold coins, but generally I'll buy 1/10 of an ounce, 1/4 of an ounce, maybe 1/2 an ounce, and I always think that it's much more liquid to buy smaller denominations of gold that are easier for people to afford. And I've never found any problem at all selling 1/10 and upwards. I think in some ways 1/10 is actually a little bit easier to sell than a 1/20th or 1/25th. I don't like 1/25th. I think it's an odd denomination and I haven't bought any of those so far. And I think that some of the very, very small gold coins, 1/2 a gram, that kind of thing, are a little bit too small to handle as well. 1/10 of an ounce, 1/4 of an ounce, to me, they're really the ideal size. So what do I mean by wiggle room? Well, if you've ever thought, well, what type of fractional gold should I buy? And if you're in America, then you're probably more likely to buy 1/10 of an ounce gold eagle, 1/4 of an ounce gold eagle maybe, but the 1/10 seems to be the key denomination. And generally when you buy it or you sell it, it's got maybe a spread of about $5, and you can normally reckon that it'll cost a certain amount of money, and that'll be pretty stable or static, not static necessarily, but it'll rise and fall with spot prices, and follow them very, very closely, never really achieving a big premium, never losing its premium. So it's ideal for people who want their purchases to be tied into spot. There are other examples of that. Maybe in the UK, a 1/10 of an ounce bullion Britannia could be something that gets tied into spot. But I don't really like and don't really buy those kind of pure spot coins, because I'm a firm believer in wiggle room. And what on earth is wiggle room? Well, to me, I like to buy things when they're fairly new and fairly close to spot. And I buy them, and I try and buy things that have some potential for upside improvement in premium more than just the spot value. Things that fall into that category are often where designs change all the time, maybe pandas, lunars, possibly the Queen's Beast, 1/4 ounce gold coin, which is now out of production. Things that you can buy, maybe pay 1 or 2 more % over spot for something more interesting, but there is quite a big potential. And I think it's very important to have those options, and it's like paying an option price. So rather than buying a 1/10 of an ounce eagle, which I know I can trade, is highly liquid, when I've had them in the past I've had no problem whatsoever selling 1/10 of an ounce gold eagles, but I don't tend to buy them very often because I prefer buying things which I like the look of better, which have more of a story. I like, it's interesting the potential for that grading has. Some of the coins I sold on Sunday were quarter ounce coins, or maybe I sold a proof on Sunday as well that was bought as bullion. But by grading them, I've added a little bit more potential credibility and kind of reliability, I suppose, to those particular items. And I have found so far, apart from one or two minor instances, that grading has given me wiggle room. It's given me the potential for adding value. If everything goes terribly wrong, normally I can get my grading feedback. One in X number of times, I'll lose money on it. But generally, I'll make more money than the grading cost in grading even modern bullion, providing it's not totally standard bullion like an eagle, where it's almost never worth actually grading them. At least not self-grading them, only maybe buying a graded coin where it's been bulk graded. So, in summary, wiggle room. If you are a believer like me in wiggle room, then try and find every year some coins that have an upside potential, and try and find things like sovereigns that are bought as bullion and have an upside potential. Try and find series bullion coins like the Queen's Beast, where it's worth looking next year for the next one in the series and buying it when it first comes out at the cheapest possible price. Libertads, pandas, anything like that. Buy them by the next year, 2016, 2017. Buy them when they come out, put some away, and wait and let time make you a profit over and above the value of spot. So let me know what you think about wiggle room in relation to coins, bullion, numismatics, and thank you for all the subscribers who've subscribed to the channel recently. Please do subscribe, please like, and above all, and most importantly, please comment and let everyone in the community know what you feel about this subject and every subject.